All right, everyone, I have to make this fast. I'm lost in the iron jungle, and I gotta make it back in time for the immunity challenge tonight. So unbelievably excited to not be going to tribal, my first time ever going to a challenge, not after having not voted somebody out. So it's such a relief. I can get my mind focused on the game. I've been in here doing sets and reps all day, getting swole, gonna beat Rob, probably at a plank challenge, and he's going down.
Gota getting your first look at the new Bakal tribe. Sammy voted out at the last tribal council. I told you to bring a few things. Does everybody from each tribe, or does each tribe have among them pen and paper, a full roll of toilet paper, just generally spaced to do the challenge, and a spatula? Great. This is a great exercise in knowing you all can follow directions. We will not be using the toilet paper, the pen or paper, or the spatula, but thank you all for having those things readily available. What you will need tonight, as the clue insinuated, was brains and brawn. We are going to do a challenge tonight called Plank and Crank. Here's how this is going to work. One tribe member is going to hold a plank for as long as they possibly can. While they do that, their tribe mate is going to play an online game of Tetris. The game stops when the person planking falls to the ground, or if the Tetris game ends. So in round 1, we're going to do the easiest level, level 1. On round 2, we're going to do level 5, which is harder / a little faster. And then the final round will be level 10, which is quite fast and will be the most difficult to do. At the end of each round, we'll tally the 2 team scores, and whatever team has the highest cumulative score after 3 rounds will win immunity, will be safe from the vote, and losers will have a date with me on Thursday where someone will be the 3rd person voted out of this game. Someone is going to have to go a second time on each tribe, but that person is going to have to do the opposite task that they did from their first time doing the challenge. So if you plank in round 1 and you're going again in round 3, you're gonna have to do Tetris. Lots of strategy, lots of things to think about, so I'm gonna put you in breakout rooms to figure it out. Levi sitting out this challenge for Bakal, and in the first round of Plank and Crank for Gota, it's going to be Julie doing the plank and Jenny playing Tetris. For Bakal, it'll be Laura playing Tetris and Phil doing the plank. Let's get this Plank and Crank underway. It is round 1. Survivors ready. Go.
Let's go, Laura.
All right, so we've got Jenny versus Laura on Tetris and Phil versus Julie on the plank. Who can hold out the longest? This is a slow game of Tetris to start, so it's probably gonna come down to who can hold that plank for as long as humanly possible. Julie and Phil both looking strong in the plank. I will let you know if you need to adjust your position. Jenny gets 2 lines out of the way there. Shannon, how's Laura doing over there?
Doing good over here, Jeff.
Jenny currently at a score of about 3,200. Shannon, what's Laura at?
Ooh, we're at a 703 over here.
Oh man, Jenny is really racking up the points here, and Julie has not shown any sign of giving in. Looks like there's a dog situation that might be a distraction, but so far Julie is holding strong. Phil has not moved a muscle.
Right side, Laura. Right side, Laura.
Rob giving Laura a little bit of help from the sidelines, which is totally fine. Julie's starting to move a little bit. Phil's starting to wiggle around.
There you go.
But both planks holding strong. How deep can you dig? Your Tetris players are cranking over here, so you've got to keep planking. Julie's starting to sink. Oh, and then gets it right back with a quick correction. That's okay. Phil's still holding strong. My goodness. Julie's starting to sink, and Julie is down. Jenny, pause your game. I've got 6,780 for Gota on round 1. That is a really good showing for Gota in round 1. Can Laura catch up a little bit?
Yeah.
Phil is looking rock solid.
Come on, Phil. We need more from you. We need more. You can do it.
Great job, guys.
Keep it going, Phil.
Phil is putting the team on his back at the moment. Laura making some progress on Tetris with a score right now that isn't quite as high as Jenny's, but it is early, and Phil is giving her plenty of time to work with. Laura just keeps dropping blocks, can't quite seem to find a rhythm. And Laura is starting to have some problems here. Can she pull it together? Oh, a nice save from Laura. She gets a line too, gives her a little bit more breathing room. Phil is still going. This is incredible. Phil is giving Laura every opportunity to catch up here.
Get momentum. Keep going, Phil.
Phil is down.
Phil is
Stop
down.
Tetris.
1997 is what I have for Laura. What an effort from Phil. Herculean even. Gives Laura some time to catch up. But after round 1, it is Gota with a sizable lead. 6,780 to 1,997. All right, here we go. Round 2. I'm going to need Ashley planking for Gota and Trevor playing Tetris for Bacall. Laura is going to go straight from Tetris to the plank, and Audrey is going to try her luck at Tetris. Here we go. Round 2 of the plank and crank. Survivors ready. Go. This is level 5. The blocks move a little bit faster now. It'll be much more difficult than it was in round 1. Both planks are looking nice and strong. Ashley and Laura holding steady.
Are we good with the feet position? Laura's are wider than Ashley's.
Oh, wide makes it easier.
That's fine. We didn't call it last time, so we'll allow it.
That's cool.
Ashley, you can make them wide too. That's fine. Trevor currently at a score of 2666. Shannon, what is Audrey at?
We're over at
Nice
we're at
move, Trevor.
3567 over here, Jeff.
Audrey is picking up some ground for Bacall. This is going
doing
to
great,
be
Trevor.
a battle.
Come on, Trevor, got it.
Trevor is protecting a lead. He has some pad to work with. Ashley and Laura still holding strong with the plank.
Open that
Trevor with a
Right
big
side.
move there. Trevor's up to 7,000. Shannon, what's Audrey
up.
at?
Laura
We're
fight.
at
Laura
10,000
fight.
over here.
Job,
Wow.
Ashley.
It
Nice
is
and
a
strong.
battle.
It's
Ashley,
It's been 2 minutes.
it has been 2 minutes. Thank you, Shannon.
Go, Audrey.
Flip it one more.
Yep.
One more.
Laura, we
Laura.
need you.
Laura and Ashley
Keep it going,
Push.
Laura.
going at it.
Put everything in it. Let's go.
Laura starting to shake a little bit. She's got to give
Hang in
Audrey
there.
some more time to make up some ground. Ashley, the personal trainer, is holding steady.
Audrey, go ahead and
Plank.
use that blue piece so that we can get the points. There you go.
Boom.
Boom.
Nice.
Yes,
Oh,
Trevor.
Trevor
Yes.
with a big
Flip
move
it.
Yeah,
there.
Trevor.
Yes.
Has Tetris
Yeah.
been so exciting? Dare I say, this is Tetris at its best.
Let's go, Laura.
Both planks still looking strong. Laura starting
Laura
to sag.
is
Laura
down.
drops.
Yes, Ashley, keep it up.
Going, Trevor. Ashley, you got it.
Ashley, keep going.
Yeah,
Laura,
keep going.
or
Yes,
Shannon, what
Ashley,
was
pass
Laura's?
lead.
Audrey, you're done.
Go, Trevor.
I had 16,235.
16.
Whoa, what?
Whoa, she had 20.
She's at 21,000 right now. That seems like a pretty sizable jump.
Hold on. Keep going, Ashley. Keep going, Trevor.
Going, Trevor. Ashley, you're rock solid.
Shannon, give me the total you had.
I have 16,235.
16,235.
One more.
All right.
Flip. Yep, over. Good job,
And
Ashley.
Trevor has surpassed Audrey's total here. Ashley's skill as a personal trainer is coming in
she's
handy,
good.
and she drops. I had
Oh,
17,
4 minutes.
700. Okay, you may stop, Trevor.
Yes, Ashley. Good job.
Hold up, time out. Why do I have 16,000?
You continued playing after Laura dropped for a while. If there's a discrepancy right now at 5,000 points, if it comes to it, we can check the recording.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
So this is level 10. This is going to be the hardest level of this challenge. The pieces are going to move fast. It's going to be up to the Tetris players to keep the game alive for the people who are planking. For Gota, we have Eric doing the plank and Julie playing Tetris. Again, for Bakal, we have Krista on the plank and Rob on Tetris. Round 3, Bakal's got some ground to make up. Let's see if Rob and Krista can do it. Survivors ready. Go. These pieces move much faster now. It is going to take a lot more precision to get this right. This is going to take quite a bit of concentration, and it would be great if I didn't have to talk the whole time, but I'm going to anyway.
Oh. What? Oh no.
Rob sounds like he's having problems. Shannon, what's the update?
It's okay, Rob, it's okay.
We're having some problems over here. We'll see if he can recover.
Oh, I'll recover.
Here you go, you got it.
Great save, Rob. Hold out, Krista. We need some help.
Krista and Eric both looking strong on the plank. Julie seems like she's getting a feel for the pace, lands a big double row elimination there. She's up to 13,000 points. Shannon,
Nice,
where's
Julie.
Rob?
We're at 17,500.
Rob is picking up some steam. He is closing the gap.
Hang in it. Hang
He
in
just
it.
jumped
Yeah,
Julie, you got-
1,000.
Krista and Eric holding on to this plank. Both are looking strong. Krista, get your butt down just a little bit, but otherwise you are good. Both are starting to shake. Shannon, give me a Rob update.
We got 33,000 over here.
Wow, Rob has pulled away. Julie is down to 20,
go.
is at 22,000. That would be enough to clear the gap, even with the discrepancy at play. And now the pressure is on Eric to hold on, and Krista
Krista
falls.
is down. 38,000 over here.
38,000 flat.
Yep.
You got it, Julie.
All right, Julie has some ground
Take
to
your
make
time.
up. Can Julie keep
Good job, Krista.
Gota alive? Can Eric keep buying time for Julie? They've got a lot of ground to make up. If this is how this ends, Bakal will have won on the backs of Krista and Rob. Eric is still holding strong. He's giving Julie some time, but Julie's stack is starting to get tall. Can she keep ahead? She's at 30,000 points. Again, we're looking at a discrepancy of about 6. If it's within that amount, we'll have to go to the tape to figure out who actually won this challenge. Julie making up a ton of ground. She's at 39,000 points. That might be enough. 41,000. Eric is keeping Julie in this. Julie's making up a ton of ground. What an effort from both tribes today. Incredible. Eric is still holding on, not leaving it up to chance. He corrects just a little bit. Julie getting awfully close to the top. The game is over. Julie with 41,027 points. A challenge well fought. I'm really proud of everybody right now. That was some intense showings from everyone. Here is where the challenge ended. For Bakal, we have a total of 56,234 points across all 3 rounds. The discrepancy at play was about 6. We have for Gota a total of 65,582. Gota wins immunity, is safe from the vote. And for Bakal, another trip to Tribal Council with me on Thursday, where someone will be the 3rd person voted out of this game and sent to Redemption Island. Y'all should be really proud. That was a really tough challenge, and everyone had a great showing. Shake it off, Bakal. I'll see you on Thursday. Got nothing else for you, though. Head back to camp. Good night.
Wow, that was rough. For Bakal, GOAT is the GOAT. I mean, our team is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Like, between just the finesse and drive that Eric, Ashley, and Julie had, and let alone, you know, Julie being like the real GOAT with her Tetris skills on level 10, I couldn't do that shit. Like, that was ridiculous.
Damn, it feels good to win. 2 challenges in a row. We don't have to vote anyone out. Claire's gone. And I knew I was going to go head to head with Rob. I thought it was going to be in a plank off, but even better to beat him in Tetris. So really thrilled. Don't have to vote anyone out. And we're on a winning streak. Let's hope this keeps up.
So I've never held a plank for 4 minutes before. Not that I've counted. Feels like victory and soreness. And now I'm recovering. The protein shake. I held a 4-minute plank!
Absolutely pumped that we don't have to go to Tribal Council for the 2nd episode in a row. The planking crank was a grind, and I definitely noticed that as the competition moved from other plankers to me, Jeff stopped complimenting the form and how strong people looked. A little more focus on the Tetris commentary. Which was fine. I think I probably deserved that because I was shaking pretty much from the moment that I got up into the position. But as they say, they don't ask how, they ask how many. So, and our how many was like 10,000 points higher than those complainers' point total was. So, very excited about that.
I honestly thought it was going to be another relay race. But thanks for the sham clue, Jeff. I was ready to flip some burgers with the spatula or like wrap myself in toilet paper if it needed.
Now we're looking at a potential 5-on-5 situation coming up here. Now that they've lost 2 and we've lost 1. Makes me think that a tribe swap might be around the corner. But also makes me feel great about our chances of surviving what appears to be a old high school acquaintance alliance over in the other group of Audrey, Phil, Rob. I think if they make the moves I'm expecting them to in the next Tribal Council, it might fully tip their hand that they're trying to go that way, which is great for me because I could potentially fly under the radar on a merger or tribe swap as working with them. But still a lot of data to take in before we get there.
Unfortunately, it's, it's kind of evident, where things went wrong with Bakal. I would not want to be in Laura's shoes right now. Those are going to be some pretty hurty shoes come Thursday. Anyway, that's just my prediction. I have no idea what Bakal is going to do, and it's also not so much my problem.
Super proud of my team for their Tetris skills, their planking skills, and I just feel even more confident every week that I chose a baller team.
Go to GOATs.
Here we go again. Why couldn't I have been on the tribe with the people who are like really good at planking? Huh? Would that have been too much to ask for? Huh?
We need to go back to tribal on Thursday. I'm really disappointed. I thought that I could do so much better, and then Tetris I have not played in years, and I was just, oh my goodness, I can't believe that why did I think that I would be good at that? I was terrible at it, and I totally feel like I let the team down, and that sucks.
We lost the challenge. A Tetris challenge. And we lost. I really don't know how this happened. It's on me. Like, I should have managed the team better in terms of planking. We thought Krista was going to be the best planker on the team. That's why we matched her up with me, and she got the lowest time.
And you know what's the worst part is I feel like my Tetris totally eclipsed my my planking, which I did over 2 minutes. I thought it was only gonna last a minute. So the fact that I got to 2 was like, whoo, or past 2, I don't know. I didn't time myself. I was tempted to, but I did not. And also up against Ashley, I think is her name, the personal trainer. Like,
I immediately called Laura, like, to the second, probably, if we went back on the tape, probably to the second. I let her know that she needed to start an apology tour, if you will. Not necessarily an apology tour, but make a tour and get to talking to people, because you're in danger, girl.
All it took was us losing our second challenge, and all hell has broken loose. I thought I was sitting here had a great relationship with Laura. She was being very open with me. I just asked her about how close she is to Eric, because I know they both lived in New York City, have mutual friends. Lo and behold, dear Krista comes and mentions to me that Rob is concerned that she may hit the merge and work with her husband, Trevor. What? They're married? I didn't know who Trevor was. Now I do. She hasn't mentioned that to me at all. I thought we were like... I was gonna take Laura the whole way. I thought she was a great ally. And now I know she has conflicting... I'm at a loss for words. The plank obviously took too much blood away from my brain. I need to reevaluate some things.
apparently I was not so secretive about my relationship with Trevor, my husband, and everyone knew already. So that was fun, trying to be like, hey, look, I flat out told Krista about Trevor. Nobody else asked me. If you had, I would have told you to, just nobody asked me.
I just didn't know really the best way to phrase this, but I just point blank asked her, who wears the pants in your relationship? Who would be more likely to flip to the other alliance? To which she guaranteed me that Trevor would flip to her side more than the other way around. To which I told her, great, you should tell people that.
They were afraid if there was a merge that I wouldn't be able to get Trevor on our side. And I do feel like our team is a little bit more cohesive than the other team.
Now that people know, that means they have a walking target on them. So it's actually kind of great. We did get a clue today where we had to rank everybody on our tribe from favorite to least favorite.
So we hopped on a call, all of us on the tribe, trying to identify, what does this mean? Are we swapping? Are we merging? How is this list going to play into that?
Perfect. All right, so once again, just to review, we have game day, we have touchdown.
Okay.
Touchdown has been chosen by Rob. Krista will now have game day. Between a flip and a spin, Krista has chosen the flip. We are going to begin the best of 5 series in 3, 2, 1. Oh! Game day. That would be Krista 1-0. Flip number 2. Game day number 2. Krista running out ahead. Oh,
man!
Let's go.
Another touchdown!
Oh,
Okay. If this is touchdown, then Rob gets to pick if he wants to be first or last. If it's game day, then Krista gets to pick.
That is correct.
This is for all the decision making.
Game
day!
Big win.
Okay. Krista.
Can I defer the win to Rob because I can't care?
I'm okay with that.
I really don't care. All that was nothing.
All right, everybody put me down as least favorite.
So we decided to all put the same person as number 1 and the same person at the bottom, and then randomize the middle, because we don't know what's gonna happen, but it's likely that something's gonna happen with that top spot and that bottom spot. So if we all put the same people, we can just like have a plan to strategize what we're gonna do.
We tried to put in a little bit of game strategy, thinking that maybe if we randomized the numbers or maybe last place had some kind of advantage. But to tell you the truth, I didn't randomize. I'm not taking any chances. I do agree that Rob being last might benefit us in terms of picks, but I put Phil and Krista at the top of my list. I don't think it'll have much effect on the actual strategy, but if it does work out that we get separated in some way like that, I want to work most with Phil and potentially Krista.
Jeff has asked us to rank our tribe mates in order of who you want to remain on the tribe with. I don't know if that is going to actually decide how the tribe swap happens. For all I know, and honestly this is my guess, that how we rank it will be the opposite of how the tribe has decided.
How do I feel about the impending tribe swap? Not a fan. You know, we've been on a winning streak, so honestly this throws a huge wrench into like our tribe mojo and everything, and honestly we definitely have the superior tribe, so you know this whole tribe swap is like completely a negative.
My team is upset by this because we want to stay together, but we're not sure if we should take this at face value, if we should expect him to flip the script on us, or if he expects us to expect him to flip the script on us. So we don't know how to do it. So my team has just decided we're gonna stick together no matter what, and whatever happens, happens.
I put Ashley last in my rankings, fully expecting to stay on the tribe with her, which is great, because we have a really good relationship, and I think she's down with the idea that Julie and I have that this group can get to the final 5 if we play it right. So I put Trevor at the top of my list, then Jenny, then Julie, then Ashley.
I wrote down Ashley first, then Trevor, then Eric, and then Julie.
Also, none of us want to be on a team with Rob because we are convinced that he's a cheater.
Julie and I are trying to loop in the current go-to tribe before we get swapped or anything, and pitch them on the idea of acting like we are not very close, to put the Bacall people off the scent that we actually are having a great time and want to work together long term. So getting 5 different people on the same page with a lie is a tricky deal. So we're gonna try to thread that needle here and see what happens.
After some talks on Discord, it seems apparent that the names are coming down to Laura and myself. Not super happy about that, but it seems that the returning players are coalescing a little bit to make it more likely for them to get through. They're not trying to rock the boat. That's a phrase that I keep hearing, don't rock the boat. Not super happy about that.
Basically, it's between Levi and Laura, and they both recognize that.
Rob was definitely more pro Levi. Phil didn't really want to make the decision.
I'm talking to Phil and I'm like, look, what do you want to do? And this is me giving him an opportunity to make a move, make a decision, have something on his resume. This might seem like it's not a big deal, but like every move matters. And he is like, I don't know, you know, I'm probably gonna be really indecisive about this. So it's probably gonna be up to you and Audrey. And I'm like, Phil, like I am trying to help you get to the end. I'm trying to help you build your resume. Like I'm here to support you. Why are you putting this decision on us? Like you're putting us in a power position.
I think Laura has more relationships within the tribe, but she also has relationships outside of the tribe. Obviously with her husband, and she knows Eric as well. Levi doesn't know folks on the other tribe, so he'd probably be a little bit more loyal to us. However, we need to convince more than just the guys to vote for Levi to stay, so voting out Laura. Otherwise, we're gonna go to rocks. It's gonna be a 3-3 split. I'd be very fine with Laura staying. It'd be very sad to see Levi go. That's like the problem with this game.
I'm really confused with his strategy, but if he wants me and Audrey to make the decisions in this alliance, then so be it, you know?
Obviously, there was no way in hell I was going to willingly give up Laura at this point. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Especially for someone I've talked to the least. Laura seems like a way more trusting and loyal person than Levi. So to me, it's kind of a no-brainer. But once again, if you guys wanted to go the other way, I would. I'm not going to put my foot down. But I will convince you otherwise.
My biggest call was with Krista. I was trying to convince her that I'm a stronger Alliance member moving forward. I think that Bakal is a stronger tribe moving forward, even if we're not exactly paired together. We are a stronger alliance with me in it.
I just felt that Levi's pitch wasn't super convincing, if I'm being honest. I think that he's with us now. I don't know if he'll really work with us later on. He is a huge fan of the game. He's brilliant, and I think that if there's an opportunity to make a huge move and get out a massive target, he's gonna flip. And let's be honest, me, Rob, and Phil are public enemy number one.
Levi did call me trying to start something with me and him and Audrey as the newbies, claiming, which, you know, isn't a bad pitch, that, you know, why is it that the returning players dictate who gets voted off, because it was only new players that were getting voted off and we didn't really have a say in it. Maybe for like a millisecond I was like, you know, this could be interesting, it could be a good gameplay, but then I was like, no, I don't want to fuck up my relationships. I talked to Audrey about it, and I talked to Krista about it, and I talked to Phil about it, and I told him, I told them all that, you know, Levi was trying to pitch us voting out Phil.
What it comes down to is I'm gonna have to vote against Levi tonight. I've got to stay firm with the team that we have, everybody else united. We're gonna need to be a solid core going up against this other tribe. If we merge, if we swap, we've got to know that we all have each other's backs.
I made an impassioned plea towards Krista, who I believe is more or less running this effort to vote me out. I think Rob and Phil are on board, but only if they get the okay from Krista, which is tough. You know, it seems like Krista is running the game, if that's true. I think Laura has a lot of friends and even a husband on the other side that if there's any uncertainty about the numbers, she'll flip on the call immediately. That's kind of my case. I don't see any other strategies at play. I haven't been informed of any possible conspiracies, so it does not look good for me.
You know, it doesn't feel great being the only person on Bakal that didn't know anyone previously. So who knows? I mean, I think that I have, I think that I've, you know, convinced people to be my friend, and it's all a girl can ask for, you know?
I hate that it's come to this. Levi, I know that you can make it. I know that you can beat Redemption Island, and I expect to see you back in this game. and we're going on revenge tour once you're back.
I will be hostile at tribal council if it comes down to it. If they decide to go against me, I will absolutely torch this tribe.
Welcome, Gota, and welcome, Bakal, to our first Redemption Island challenge of the season. I'll tell you right now, though, this is not going to go how any of us kind of envisioned. We had a medevac situation on Redemption Island, and Claire has left the game. Claire is now a member of the jury, and Sammy is the lone resident of Redemption Island. This means that there will not be a Redemption Island challenge today. All right, and now here we are, all by our lonesomes, here to handle the uncomfortable business of tribal council. Bakal, welcome back. This is your second tribal council in 3 days. The pace of the game is picking up. Audrey, let's get this started. What have the last 48 hours been like on Bakal's beach?
Not great, Jeff. Not great.
Care to elaborate?
It's been chaotic, to say at the very least. I literally went over to my friend's house for only an hour yesterday, and then it was like, I was so behind.
Anyone else feeling that way? Anyone else feeling a little overwhelmed with the quick turnaround, the quick decision making? I'm seeing some nodding. Laura, feeling the same way?
Well, Jeff, I've been feeling a lot like trying to think of a good metaphor. Kind of like I am playing in Clue, and I'm in a room with the murderer, and I don't know who they are, and they all pretend to be my friends, and I'm just trying to piece together who's the murderer and who isn't.
Laura, do you feel vulnerable at all? The challenge was, oh, okay. Why do you feel vulnerable?
I was the only team member on the call that did not have any previous relationships. I think that I have friends, but I don't know.
So let me go to Rob here. You've lost 2 challenges in a row, and what was once a tribe of 7 that had a 2-person advantage over Gota is now going to be reduced to 5, and it's going to be an even 5-5 split. What's going on? Is this team actually as strong as y'all make it out to be?
Well, Jeff, I mean, that's 2 different questions you're asking there. Are we strong in terms of the challenges? Quite frankly, no. And, each of us have played a role in that, and it starts at the top. It starts with me, and I take full responsibility for it. The lineup that we had in that last tribal, it wasn't aligned to our strengths, and we didn't run the playbook. But when it comes to the strength that we have, there's a big social aspect to that, Jeff. And I'll tell you what, when we get to the merge and we have to go up into the real game of Survivor, where you're working on the votes, this tribe has the advantage.
If it's been so chaotic over the last few days, then that leads me to believe that this vote isn't so straightforward. Levi, is that the case? Is this vote a little more up in the air than the last one?
Based on the conversations that I've been having, a lot of back channel work, I'm not so sure that it's that chaotic. The kind of things that I'm hearing are returning players weighing their previous relationships against new players, and a hesitancy to rock the boat, to change the establishment. Those are just things that I've been hearing.
When you say rock the boat, what do you mean by that? Who's pulling the strings right now?
Returning players, Jeff. It's them pulling the strings, and I think Laura would even agree with me here, even Audrey, that we're kind of at their mercy right now. They all have back channel relationships previously established, and we only had a week or so to get to know them, and it just wasn't even enough time then.
But a week is more time than what you would typically have to get to know the members of your tribe. When we've played this game in the past, the first tribal has been within, I don't like 2 or 3 days. And then the next tribal's like another 2 or 3 days after that. Y'all didn't even go to the first tribal. You've had a week before you even had to vote anyone out to get to know these people. So I'm going to throw it to Audrey and Laura. Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like you haven't had time to really establish connections with people? Audrey, let's go to you first.
That's not how I feel whatsoever. Honestly, I think we've had plenty of time to talk with everybody. So that is not how I feel now that the returnees are running everything.
Laura, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I agree with Audrey. I feel like personally, I've been talking to everyone every single night for the most part. I don't think there's been a night where I haven't, unless it was, the nights that we had off completely. But other than that, I was talking to people.
Well, let me throw it to Phil now. I haven't heard from you yet. Is it a returning players versus new players thing?
I think there's a lot of dynamics at play. There's previous relationships outside of the game. There's relationships formed within the game. There's obviously people who have played the game before and those who haven't. I don't think any one particular one of those dynamics is the driving force behind the things that are happening in this tribe. I think all of them are driving forces. And that's what makes the game so fun, is that nobody coming into this has the same background, the same experience.
So, Krista, last tribal council, Rob announces to the tribe that he has told Sammy that the vote is her. Has that happened? Does someone know already that they're going home like last time?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that it was definitely between two people and they know who they are. It's between Laura and Levi. That's not a secret to anybody here. For Levi, it was a little bit too late. I think he sort of made his rounds, made his pitches to everybody last night. And I know I personally heard him out. He had some extremely valid points. I respect him for reaching out and pitching what he did.
Levi, what was the pitch? If it's between you and Laura, why keep you?
I think that any relationships I do have outside of the game are stronger in this room. Whereas I felt that Laura might have some connections on the other side of the aisle that could come back to bite you. I think that if we're actually talking Bacall strong, passing through to a phase of uncertainty in the game with a question mark with friends on the other side of the aisle could bite you. Whereas I felt that I was stronger within this group. I still feel that way. Passing Laura through to several friends on the other side, the other tribe, when we're about to shake things up, or so we think, that we're dropping our buffs, you could find yourself in a very weak position very quickly with Laura, whereas I have the most connections in this room and very few over there.
Laura, why keep you?
Why keep me? I feel like I was, good about trying to talk to people. I genuinely came in here looking to make friends, obviously not trying to hurt anyone's feelings about putting people off or that kind of thing. I guess my pitch was that I do have a couple connections on the other team. I wasn't really trying to hide the fact. If people asked me about it, I flat out told them the truth. But if, they didn't ask me about it, I didn't tell them, because it was the one advantage that I had coming into this game.
And to be clear, we're talking about the fact that, just spell it out, like, just so everyone who's watching.
I'm married to Trevor on the other team. So.
Right. Okay.
Shocking.
Okay. So I want to circle back to something Levi just said, and that's that y'all were given a clue to something that is going to happen tonight. And for context, both for the jury and for everyone who is watching, I think it's important to kind of break down how this tribe handled this clue, because it was very interesting. We tipped that some kind of swap / merge / something was going to happen today. This entire tribe got together and tried to talk through a way to game the clue. Rob, you were really driving this ship, so I want to ask you directly, why try to game a system that you don't even know fully? You don't know what's going to happen here.
Well, Sean, I'm glad you asked, because this is exactly what makes this tribe so strong. These kinds of things are going to happen down the road with future idol hunts. We need to be able to work together, to find idols together, to keep it out of the hands of the people on that other tribe. So gaming this, gaming the idols, it's all part of working together. And even if we don't know exactly how it's going to impact how this tribe swap goes, at least we're trying. At least we're trying to sway the odds in our favor. And that's what I love about this squad.
Levi and Laura, I want to give you each one last word before we vote, since it seems like it's coming down to the two of you. Levi, what will this vote say about this tribe?
I think this vote says short-term versus long-term. I do understand Laura's advantage that if you truly believe that you have inroads with her, you would have inroads with potential flips on the other side. I just think with the uncertainty in the coming days, you could find yourself on redemption or even completely out of this game because of who you decided to pull through to the next stage.
Laura, same question. What does this vote say about this tribe?
I mean, it's a game. I'm trying not to, have my feelings hurt or anything. I understand that there are previous relationships that trump my short-term relationships with everyone. I hope that I can continue to play and show that you can trust me. I feel like I've been pretty trustworthy up until this moment, but I leave it in your hands.
All right, she's leaving it in the tribe's hands. Perfect way to get this vote started. It is time to vote. When I call on you, you will DM me on Discord the name of the person you are voting out of the tribe. Phil, you're up first. I'll tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to turn off their camera and turn off their torch. I'll read the votes. First vote. Levi. Laura. That's one vote Levi, one vote Laura. Levi. That's 2 votes Levi. Levi. That's 3 votes Levi, 1 vote Laura. The third person voted out of Survivor, Fans versus Favorites, Levi. That's enough. You need to turn off your camera. You will have a chance to get back in this game. Levi, the tribe has spoken.
Got it, Levi.
Well, that's 2 tribals in a row with a very big twist coming up. Let's see if you made the right decision. Grab your torches, head back to camp. Good night.
I'm not hurt. I'm just disappointed. I fought to the very end, even if I had to ruffle a few feathers to do it. It did seem like everybody's mind was made up when I started to get rumblings the day before Tribal that my name was on the block and it didn't look good. I even had an impassioned call with Krista the night before that lasted for a while, honestly, and tried to raise my points. And like a godfather, she heard me out but made no promises, and ultimately she would have been a swing vote to save me. It was her decision, and she decided to stick with Laura. No. Now I'm on Redemption Island here with Sammy. We communicated a little bit, actually talked a little bit of smack. I might not be the best challenge competitor, but I do have the Rudy mentality. I will do whatever it takes. I will go until failure. So I absolutely want to be back in this game. I want to keep playing, and looking forward to the opportunity to do so.